What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, y'all remember in school when they used to make you like bury things and put your little time capsule little thing together and put stuff in it and you buried it in school, and they was like, man, this is what you want the people of the future to find, and what do you want them to find and remember you, all that type of stuff. Y'all remember that? That's when I started thinking about time travel. I was like, wonder what I could, if I could go back in time, like go back in time, where would I go? Would I go? And then I real quickly was like, nah, I wouldn't travel back in time because I don't want to mess nothing up. You always see in movies when people go back in time, they do something different and then it affects what happened in the future or present time. And I was like, nah, I don't never want to mess nothing up. You know what I'm saying? Then I saw Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh man, y'all know where I saw Hot Tub Time Machine, bro. And that was like one of the funniest movies, man. Even at the end when he was like, he was coming up with all the companies and the songs and stuff like that. Man, if you've never seen Hot Tub Time Machine, go watch it, bro. Hilarious movie, bro. But yeah, so we're gonna check out today the top 10 signs of time travel found in history. All right, now you know it's a lot of different speculation about people, or you know what I'm saying, is time travel possible, or different things, photos that people have presented to say, look, this is proof of time travel. So we're gonna check it out, man. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. Once you join the fam, real quick, man, moment of silence for all the haters. That's enough. They don't get that much time. Now run the likes up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Here we go.
Are you looking for the next big game but don't want to spend all your rent money? Well, guess what? G2A is here for you. G2A.
Oh, my bad. Let me go.
Ooh. Number 10, Sir Victor Goddard. This story really freaks me out. Sir Victor Goddard was a wing commander in 1935 and he was making a trip over to an airbase in Drem, Scotland. Little did he know that this routine trip would change his life forever. As he was flying over the base, he took in the rough condition it was in. The fields were unkept with grass cracking through the tarmac and cattle had begun invading to graze. Then suddenly the weather took a miserable turn, and in order to prevent an accident, he decided to make for a landing at the base. But as he got closer and closer to landing, the rain began to let up and the sun broke through the clouds. Suddenly he saw a flurry of mechanics in clean and tidy blue uniforms working diligently on yellow planes. Usually the mechanics at the time formerly wore khaki uniforms, so the blue was a bit of a shock. Additionally, they were working on yellow planes instead of silver. Goddard left shaking his head to remove whatever fever dream he was having, only to revisit the exact moment when he visited the site again 4 years later. He saw the exact same thing, blue uniforms, yellow planes, and had to deal with quite a fierce bit of deja vu. Ever since this story came to light, it's not hard to believe he traveled into the future or back in time. Number 9, Greta.
See, that's what I think the Bermuda Triangle is. Like, I think the Bermuda Triangle is like a portal into time travel. Call me crazy, just a thought. You know what I'm saying? A thought of what it could possibly be, because you've heard the stories of people going in there and not coming out. So what happened? We all know death was a possibility, but what if something else? You know what I mean? I'm always a what if kind of person.
To light, it's not hard to believe he traveled into the future or back in time. Number 9, Greta Thunberg's Doppelganger. What doesn't this girl do? First, she takes on the world's global environmental issues, gaining recognition on like every media outlet, and now she may be a time traveler. Social media blew up with the time travel theories when a 19th century photo surfaced that features Greta, or at least someone who looks just like her. It's true, the resemblance is astounding. So is this a case of time traveling, adventures, or just a common gene pool? Well, firstly, the situation of the photo doesn't actually suit Thunbergs' environmental initiatives. The photo was taken in 1898, and the 3 children featured in it are sifting for gold, like Greta would ever be seen next to a mine. According to the University of Washington Libraries, the photo was also taken in the Canadian Yukon Territory, far from Greta. Greta hasn't responded to the fanatics obsessed with the photo, and her silence only feeds the theories. Who knows? Maybe she just has one of those faces, or maybe she was sent back to do more of her research. After all, Greta does seem to prove time and time again that she isn't your average teen. Number 8, a mummy.
It don't matter though, it looked just like her, bro. That was just uncanny how much she resembled that person. You know what I mean?
Love some Adidas. Discovering a mummy is a pretty big deal in itself, but discovering one with some pretty sweet kicks? One of the most unique and oldest pairs of shoes were discovered when a Mongolian mummy was unearthed. Her body was found in the Altai Mountains in Mongolia, and on her feet were a peculiar pair of shoes. They looked like trendy Adidas shoes. Now they aren't actually Adidas, but they do feature the signature striped style of the shoe. After the restoration, it was revealed that they were actually a pair of knee-high boots with a striped black and red pattern. They also featured decorated buckles and leather soles. Our ancient fashionista also carried with her a clutch bag, mirror, comb, a knife, and a saddle with the remains of a horse. So lots to do. Researchers estimate that she died due to a blow to the head. Interesting. I know, this may have taken the wind out of your sails, but considering they appear so similar to today's designs, could it be that she might have gotten her inspiration from a distant traveler? A traveler who sported remarkable striped leather shoes and inspired the 1,000-year-old seamstress? Number 7, the Philadelphia survivor. The Philadelphia experiment is perhaps one of the most famous urban legends / conspiracy theories / actual historical event. For context, the Philadelphia experiment is an alleged military experiment that was carried out by the US Navy. In 1943, the USS Eldridge allegedly was made invisible and teleported from Pennsylvania to Virginia, either through time or parallel universe. What's the difference, really? The story actually originated in 1955 when ex-merchant marine Carl M. Allen claimed to witness the event. He sent a book full of handwritten annotations to prove it, though it might be a hoax. Who knows? Did this actually happen? Who knows? But the movie definitely did, and it did nothing to help the conspiracy theories circling the world. But a man named Alfred Bielek found the film incredibly life-changing, as while watching it, he realized who he actually was, the lone survivor of the experiment. After seeing the 1988 film, Bielek's memories came flooding back, and he was actually Ed Cameron, and he had been born in 1916. So if this was real, it ticks all the boxes. Parallel universes, time travel, aliens, Philadelphia, sites. Number 6, the missing hotel. This one gives me like Howl's Moving Castle vibes. Could be because I watched it recently for like the 12th time, so I don't know. But a building that's there 1 minute and then gone the next? I don't know. A couple traveling Europe had a unique experience, one they will never forget despite history seeming to. This story was featured on a TV series called Strange But True. 2 couples headed off to Spain in the 1970s to live their best lives, but time travel wasn't on the itinerary. They were on their way from England, passing through France, when they decided to stop and search for accommodations. Everywhere in Montelimar was packed save one place that was simply labeled hotel. They got a room that was tremendously old-fashioned with no glass in the windows and no phone. But it was the breakfast the next morning that shocked them. The other guests were dressed in like outdated clothing, and their breakfast only came out to 19 francs, which was way lower than what they thought. Hey, that's a win. They took tons of pictures of the vintage hotel and planned on returning next time they were in Europe. But the hotel disappeared. When they looked for the hotel again, it was no longer there, and no locals knew what the heck they were talking about. Even eerier, their photographs did not develop. Like it had all.
Like, what if that was like an elaborate prank though? People were like told, like, you know, we're gonna tear this hotel down, but this is the catch. When people come asking about it, you never saw it. Like, that would be just so wrong to mess with folks' head like that. But I wouldn't put it past nobody. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past nobody. And then, what does that do to your psyche? Nah, you can't. Like, I'd be aggressive at someone. No, you can't tell me this hotel was here. I paid this amount of francs for this. I stayed here. What do you mean you never heard of it? Like, that type of stuff would drive you insane. No, don't play with my mind like that.
Being a glitch. Number 5, the bridge opening. Next up, we have this picture. See if you can spot the one who is out of place. Found him? In case you missed it, we are talking about the gent dressed in the all too familiar type of like hipster style. He sticks out like a sore thumb with his thick black glasses, graphic t-shirt, and what looks to be some kind of hooded cardigan. This photo blew up across time travel enthusiast forums, like he's the ultimate hipster. The location of the photo was at the reopening of the Southport Bridge in Goldbridge, British Columbia in 1941. He also looks to be the youngest guy in the photo. Strange considering he would have been enlisted in the Canadian Army at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong. So why is such a young circa 2010 sporting gent standing at the Southport Bridge? Could it be he was sent back to document the event and was accidentally documented himself? Number 4, Andrew Carlson. This next one is for all my GameStoppers out there who love that Robin Hood story. I did too. I really did. It sounds like Andrew Carlson pulled a Biff from Back to the Future though. Police arrested the 44-year-old in 2003 when he was somehow able to turn $800 into $350 million over 2 weeks. Like that's the damn.
Wait, what? No. Yeah, that is some like the GameStop story, how they ran GameStop up. And we knew good and well that GameStop at the time was going through everything it was going through. I think they were about to file for bankruptcy. So you were wondering like, how is this happening? That whole Wall Street bets thing? Yeah, but what?
Police arrested the 44-year-old in 2003 when he was somehow able to turn $800 into $350 million over 2 weeks. Like that's the damn dream, man. Authorities believe that he must have had insider help, which according to Andrew wasn't exactly untrue. Andrew told the court that he was actually a time traveler from the year 2256, and that is how he knew. Obviously, who the heck would believe that ridiculous excuse? But wait, it gets weirder. Andrew disappeared without a trace. A month later, a mysterious benefactor paid $1 million buyout to get him out. On April 2nd, Andrew was supposed to meet with his lawyer, but he had entirely disappeared without a trace. No evidence of his existence could be found before the year 2002. Andrew, can you come back and just tell me how you did that?
So we can't find him. When you got that kind of money, I think you could probably disappear without nobody finding you. 350 mil? 350 mil. If you was able to turn 800 to 350 mil, what are y'all doing? Put it in the comment section. I gotta know. What are y'all doing? What, Howard? Y'all hear that, right? I hate when they do that. Did they text me and tell me they were doing that? They're out here testing the weather system. So right now what you're hearing is if y'all can hear it, it's like the tornado siren. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, 350 mil. Yeah, you could disappear with that. But what did he go back and get? Did he get insider trading information? Like, did he know Apple was gonna go from here to here? Did he know that when Amazon was gonna run or when Tesla was gonna run? Like, those are the type of time travel information that you want to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? That's why I reference Hot Tub Time Machine, because at the end he like recreated one of the most famous songs out there and took the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So
that'd be great, you know? Anyways, number 3, put your phone away. When I go to my next concert, there is one thing I really hope I don't see. People watching like the whole thing through their phones while they're at a live concert. It just bothers me so much. Like maybe do it once to commemorate it, but not the entire time, my dude, you know? Someone should have said that to this time traveler in the background of Mike Tyson's 1994 match with Peter McNeely. Check this out. Yup, right in the background is a smartphone, obviously, right? I still remember my mom having like a tiny screen dial phone well into like 2001. There was no way what looks to be a Galaxy phone would be around back then.
Yeah, that looked like a more advanced phone. Like all we had back then was like what, Cellular One, Alltel maybe. Like those type of phones. They had like the pad on the front, the little screen, everything was like analog. You wasn't, you know what I mean? You had the phone, it was flat, but you had to pull the antenna out and stick it to your head, or you had the one that was inside your car and it was in this case. I remember my mom's first cell phone, it was in this case. It's in this black bag and it sat in between the seat and the front dash. She sat it there. But when you answered it, you picked it up and it still had a cord attached to it, to the bag. That was the first cell phone or phone we had like that. I remember that. That was crazy.
Then debunk this photo if you want, but if that is indeed a time traveler who was sent back, dude, time and place. Number 2, the Nazca Astronaut. Out of all the items on this list, this is the largest example of time travel in history by sheer size. The Nazca lines are located 250 miles south of Lima, Peru, and feature over 70 massive depictions of animals that can only be seen from the sky. But the one we are talking about is definitely either a sign for aliens or time travel. Among the 70 images, there's a strange humanoid figure that looks remarkably similar to an astronaut. Some of the designs from the geoglyphs measure around 30 miles, and experts have no idea how or why these drawings were created with such precision. The astronaut is the strangest of them all. It kind of looks like not only an astronaut, but it looks like it's waving, you know? Weird. Was this an homage to a strange spaceman who came traveling and visited the people of Peru? I personally wouldn't be surprised. And last but not least, Edgar Allan Poe. This last and final one, I have to thank Olivia for like helping me dive down this rabbit hole because it really is convincing. I'm fully on board. So is she. So here we go. Edgar Allan Poe has to have been a time traveler, or maybe he still is. Either way, he must have had some sixth sense. Okay, so first off, he predicted the future. 46 years after Edgar published his first novel called The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket in 1838, something weird happened. At one point in the book, their ship, Grampus, became stranded without food or water after a mutiny and must resort to desperate measures. The crew draws straws to see who would be sacrificed for sustenance. A boy named Richard Parker lost the deal. 46 years later, in 1884, the exact thing happens with the exception that the boat was a sinking yacht. 4 men were set adrift and forced to do the same thing, and guess the name of the boy who died? Richard Parker. Example 1. Example 2, 1840, Poe penned the story called The Businessman Who Endures a Violent Life After a Head Injury. He was hit in the head as a young kid, causing an injury to his frontal lobe, which Poe seemed to entirely understand in intricate detail. But the first time behavioral changes caused by this kind of injury were able to be studied didn't come until 1848. An actual neurologist, Eric Altschuler, wrote, and I quote, "There's dozens of symptoms and he knows every single one. There's everything in that story, we've hardly learned anything more. It's so exact that it's just weird, and it's like he had a time machine," unquote. Point 3. Who is the figure who visits Poe's grave every year and puts a rose on it? Perhaps Poe is coming back to honor a past life. After all, why is a raven like a writing desk? Because Poe wrote on both. And that was our list today. If you could go back in time, where, when, and why?
See, that would present the question to me.
Let us know in the—
Oh, she done. That would make me, do you believe in coincidences? Do you believe in that? Either you believe in time travel or you believe in coincidence. That's what it boils down to. Because I'm pretty sure we could find other similarities between the present and the past where you're like, how could this have happened? Or how could they have been this advanced? Or how could they have known? Or how could this line up this way? I'm pretty sure we could find several different instances. This all boils down to which one you lean more towards, time travel or a coincidence. I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle. See, I like to stay in the middle, even kill. You know what I'm saying? That's where I live at, even kill. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. And yeah, stick around and stay tuned, man, until the next reaction. I'm gone. Peace.